in this world, because we all know that after we die, we'll all be resurrected and we will all be brought back to life. But that's on the day of resurrection, on the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah. But in Surah al-Baqarah there have been around 5 incidences, and this is a homework for you to find those incidences. Maybe you want to leave the comments so that let's all participate in finding the location. But in these places I'll have one location for you already given, and the next ayah another location, so you are left with 3 more places. So so this whole concept of Allah bringing a dead alive is something very amazing, right? Very amazing. And in front of such a thing, when you see in front of you that a skeleton is started, you start seeing in front of you a skeleton, and all in a sudden the meat is started to gather as a cover to the skeleton, and the body is started to get assembled part by part until you have the full body again in front of you. Not only that, it starts to breathe. The life has started. So this whole thing is really amazing, and this is what's gonna happen in the day of judgment. But that becomes knowledge of the ghaib, unseen. But this unseen thing becomes seen in front of those who have seen this kind of resurrection in front of them. So it becomes something really amazing, and the belief and the faith has degrees. There is a faith that one attains when he hears a news from a reliable source, and that's all the stories of our history, historical stories. When you hear and you think that it has came to us through authentic means, then you believe in it. Okay, so that's a level of faith or a degree of faith. Now imagine that you see that thing happening in front of your eyes. It's like a movie that has been displayed in front of you. For sure, the faith and the degree of the faith increases, and that's what Ibrahim alayhi salam wanted to reach. Okay, he wanted to reach. We always are. There is a part of us that wants to be more material. We wanted to see things instead of being in our mind. We always wants to bring things from metaphysical world to the physical world. Okay. So in the next verse, I'm not going to make comment on the next verse, but I'm leaving the comment for the next verse also here. Just read through its meaning. So did Musa alayhi salam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is part of the ghaib, and that this is the biggest ghaib that we believe in, the unseen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is unseen, and Musa alayhi salam used to have direct conversation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he used to hear this nice voice of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and whenever he used to hear that voice, I mean, it's amazing. You hear a voice, you're so close, so the heart always looks forward to physically see this person whose voice is so great, and you know about this person that he's. I'm just giving the word person in that sense, in a loose form. So let's not somebody just comes and objects in those words. I'm just saying that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So at one moment Musa said, Rabbi arini andur ilayk. Oh Allah, expose yourself, let me see you, in an incident that we perhaps we all know. So this is it, that that this faith, the things that we see in front of us, for sure has that strong argument. After you see, as they say, seeing is believing. Seeing is believing. So Allah always tries to has already set in this nature things that are very, very close to the, not very close, actually it is happening in front of us on a daily basis, perhaps, that He brings the dead alive. And these are the things that Allah, by analogy, wants us to observe. Whenever there is, let me just show you something here. As you can see, there is the watering of a garden. Okay, what happens in watering of a garden? Or let's say a desert, and then nothing is there, everything is dead, and there is rain, and from nowhere you will start seeing vegetation and plants growing. So this is an example of Allah bringing life from dead, but we don't observe much. Let me continue. وإذ قال إبراهيم رب أرني كيف تحيي الموتى قال أولم تؤمن قال بلى ولكن ليطمئن قلبي قال فخذ 4 من الطير فصرهن إليك ثم اجعل على كل جبل منهن جزءا ثم ادعهن يأتينك سعيا واعلم أن الله عزيز حكيم مثل الذين ينفقون أموالهم في سبيل الله كمثل حبة أنبتت 7 سنابل في كل سنبلة 100 حبة والله يضاعف لمن يشاء والله واسع عليم. الذين ينفقون أموالهم في سبيل الله ثم لا يتبعون ما أنفقوا منا ولا أذى لهم أجرهم عند ربهم ولا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون قول معروف ومغفرة خير من صدقة يتبعها أذى والله غني حليم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تبطلوا صدقاتكم بالمن والأذى كالذي ينفق ماله رئاء الناس ولا يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر فمثله كمثل صفوان عليه تراب فأصابه وابل فتركه صلدا لا يقدرون على شيء مما كسبوا والله لا يهدي القوم الكافرين. ومثل الذين ينفقون أموالهم ابتغاء مرضات الله وتثبيتا من أنفسهم كمثل جنة بربوة أصابها وابل فآتت أكلها ضعفين فإن لم يصبها وابل فطل والله بما تعملون بصير. أيود أحدكم أن تكون له جنة من نخيل وأعناب تجري من تحتها الأنهار له فيها من كل الثمرات وأصابه الكبر وله ذرية ضعفاء فأصابها إعصار فيه نار فاحترقت كذلك يبين الله لكم الآيات لعلكم تتفكرون. In a number of ayat that that I have read in this verse and the previous few verses, there is a lot of talk about sadaqat, nafaqat, giving charity, helping others with money, with affecting, influencing the society. bringing some impact in the society through these charitable works, and making it for the sake of Allah alone, making it for the sake of Allah alone. And that actually, in my view, I think it's now covering the part of tawasaw bil haqq wa tawasaw bil sabr. In other words, we know from Surah al-Asr that there are mainly two parts. There is this faith, this faith and good deeds that is confined to yourself, to oneself, and that's not enough. That you stay at house and do certain acts of worship, and you be like us encompassed within yourself. No, Islam wants us to interact with the society. Islam wants us to go out and interact with the society, enjoy the good, rectify the problems, and be an active member of the society, and show to others the fruit of the amanu wa amilu salihat. That's why tawasaw bil haqq, tawasaw bil sabr is very essential part. And one of the ways actually is the sadaqat, when you start to help the people with your knowledge, with your money, and make it for the sake of Allah. Because when a person involves in activities that others get the benefit, it's shaitan starts to come and make you feel good about it, in the sense that you want some kind of a return on a worldly in this world. And that's very natural. Perhaps it's hardwired in our psyche that everyone wants to be celebrity, gets famous, people get some news coverage, and whenever you post something in the Facebook, in YouTube, always you start looking how many likes I have, how many shares, and that brings you good. Okay, so and that might start diverting your initial intention that was purely for Allah, and then you start to seek the worldly benefits. So this is really a shahwa khafiya in some of the technical terms, that it's the desire that is very deep rooted and hidden in our psyche. And really this series of verses is very amazing when Allah uses lots of analogy. And that's another thing, really, the art of analogy that appears once, twice, and repeated times in Surah al-Baqarah. This beautiful analogy. The analogy that was just mentioned in this verse is imagine a person who is solely dependent on a garden or on a farm where he has trees there, fruits, grapes and fruits, and that's the only means of his sustenance. That means if on a certain day, all in a sudden, there is a storm or a hurricane or torrential rain and it destroyed the whole garden, what does that mean? That means this man has lost the only means of his sustenance. And this man doesn't have like kids that will be able to support him, and he is an old man. You see this, the old man and the sea. So he is an old man, and this is his only hunt. Okay, going back to Hemingway's Old Man and the Sea, this is the only hunt that he got. But these sharks came and ate all this big fish, and he's returning empty-handed. He doesn't have kids that will support him. They are all in the kindergarten yet. He has to support the kids by selling those fruits. but now there is this natural disaster that destroyed everything. So this is a powerful analogy, I think, very powerful analogy. Just close your eyes and imagine the situation. And this verse is ended with يُبَيِّنُ اللَّهُ لَكُمُ الْآيَاتِ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَفَكَّرُونَ. Allah makes clear His signs so that you start thinking, this rational thinking. And how dumb those who consider Quran just a old book, not suitable for us. Where are those thinking parts? Powerful thinking parts. Through those analogies, it's a rich material for thinking, for applying our greatest asset that Allah gives us, being rational human beings, this aql, this fikr. And see how many verses have this kind of ending. لعلكم تتفكرون لعلكم تتذكرون لعلكم تعقلون, and so on. Let me continue. I am inside the tunnel. This is the Andalus Road going to my office. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا أنفقوا من طيبات ما كسبتم ومما أخرجنا لكم من الأرض ولا تيمموا الخبيث منه تنفقون ولستم بآخذيه إلا أن تغمضوا فيه واعلموا أن الله غني حميد. الشيطان يعدكم الفقر ويأمركم بالفحشاء والله يعدكم مغفرة منه وفضلا والله واسع عليم. Shaitan wants us to be poor and Allah wants us to be rich. يعدكم الفقر ويأمركم بالفحشاء, and just drives you crazy, rushing behind your lusts and desires. And Allah is calling us to be rich. يؤتي الحكمة من يشاء ومن يؤت الحكمة فقد أوتي خيرا كثيرا وما يذكر إلا أولو الألباب وما أنفقتم من